Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with you. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave Lego the site emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes and let me know what's up, what's going on. As you can see, I did some testing here of the Streamlabs overlay. It says that I resubbed and then I followed and then I followed again. Julie's here, Bobby Dice Roller's here, Aristophan is here. Welcome, welcome everybody. Happy to have you here. I hope you're all doing super duper well. Glad to have folks here in the old chat. Aruni, welcome, welcome. We're going to hang out in this intro portion before the stream starts proper. Here's the thing I didn't notice until now. Lashbrook, hello. So there's a thing that is very cool. If you are watching my streams before we get building, before the intro portion, this portion here. If you come in between like 3 minutes before the hour and like 3 to 5 minutes after the hour, you will hear music played on Soundtrack by Twitch, which is their app that hooks up with your OBS or your XSplit or your stream or your Sobs, your Streamlabs OBS to play music that won't show up on your VODs. And the music that you're playing is supposedly stuff that you will not get content ID'd for, which is awesome. So when you're live, you can play music like during breaks or before. You won't have any problems. And also, it won't show up in your VODs. It's very cool. A thing is, the next time you're watching the stream before it kicks off, if you come in early, in the down in the bottom right, where you see settings, you normally see the settings button. Right now you won't see this, but next to it you will also see a button that will reveal information about the song that's playing because they know. So it's like this little pop-up of information that will hopefully be something where like if you're hearing a song and you're like, I want to know what that is, you can click on it and then like add it to your Apple Music or your Spotify or something like that. So that's a cool little feature I wanted to put out there because it's a thing that I didn't know existed. And now that I know it exists, I think it's pretty dang cool. So that is a thing. Would I like it so that it shows up and there's like text like burned in? Yeah, that would be cool. I don't have that. So that's what we got. I'm sure there is some sort of integration I can do that makes that happen. I don't know for sure. I hope you're all okay. Doing all right out there. I'm doing okay. It's a Saturday. Several washes later, and my hands do not smell like gasoline because they smelled like gasoline because I was pouring gasoline from one thing into another. And then my hands smelled like gasoline for a good portion of the afternoon, and that was really annoying. And I'll admit, some of that was probably that phantom thing that happens where you like do a thing, and then you like clean, but you're like, well, it's in my nose, so I'm just going to be smelling that. So that's the thing that I was dealing with today. I did some errands around the house today. You know, just like house stuff that's got to get done. Because I've mentioned this several times on the stream. My folks are going to be going out of town. They are going to a timeshare in Florida, which is these place they're going to is taking the coronavirus very seriously, which I appreciate. And they go every year. They're going less than they normally do, but they're still going. And I'm gonna watch the house. And there's a couple reasons for that. The main reason is the place they're going. There's not a lot of space. So it would be very cramped quarters if I also went with them. And the second reason that I am not going is that they have incredibly unreliable internet. And any job I'm doing these days, minimal little for hire gigs, so some freelance stuff, is on the internet. Also, of course, these streams. I would not be able to stream there. So I'm going to hold down the fort here in South Carolina, which is fine. It's going to be weird because I won't be talking to people every day like I do now, face to face, like in my periphery. So that'll be weird. And it's also like, we're figuring out like, the food stuffs and getting that stuff together. And then like, here's the thing. This city that I currently live in, this neighborhood, specifically the neighborhood, they have a thing where you could stream more. Yes, Bobby, I certainly could stream more. And also, I might stream more. Um, but so this neighborhood has a thing where uh, uh, you gotta like hire people to come and pick up your trash. It is not run by the city, or it is not something that like you don't get a say. You pay and they come. You can just choose. Well, there is a place fairly close nearby. It's where you can just go to dumpsters, big old dumpsters, and put your trash in there. And you like pay a thing, and you could just use it however much you want. So that's what we do here. And so I have to make arrangements with one of our neighbors who are very good friends with our folks and inside of our bubble to probably once, maybe twice in the next month, drive up so I can give him my trash. And I was like, oh, well, that's weird. And they were like, yeah, just leave all the recycling. We'll take care of the recycling when we get back. I'm like, yeah, all right. So that's a whole thing. Um, I will. We're gonna get. We're gonna actually get building here. It's time to get building. So I'm gonna say intro is done. Time to build over on this. And we'll go to the overhead here. I will be doing a bonus stream. I gotta move that over. Sorry about that. My mouse was in the shot. All right. So what do we got going on here? Well, yeah, we've got the head fully done. We've got both legs done. We've got some of the waist done. Now, these kits in this era have a waist and then also a top waist, which is a weird thing. But there's a connector between the lower half and the bottom. Basically, like the torso has its own kind of thing. So we'll do that soon as well. But the body assembly always involves that. It's a weird step. We'll have that as well. So right now, we're going to work on the waist. So we'll put these aside. But these are all coming together. And then we're going to work on all of the weapons and accessories. And that's the plan for today. But as I was saying, I am going to do another, my normal Wednesday bonus streams. I'm going to do a Friday bonus stream. I think that's the 18th, I want to say. I'm going to double check right now. The 19th. The 19th of February, I'm going to do the Crunchyroll Anime Awards watch along. So you can come in and hang out with that. I will be playing that and talking, and that will be unarchived because I'm not gonna run into any issues. I might run into issues of it being a VOD, so there'll be no VOD of that. It will just be live. Okay, so I gotta do this and then assemble these together. So I'm gonna do a thing here. We're gonna work on the parts of the skirt here, the front and the back. And the way I'm going to assemble this is I am going to do each section and then leave it on the bill or the instruction manual, and that way I can just pull up from and look at there, and I don't have to worry about it or like second guess myself. So I'm just going to go one at a time, build these, and then we'll go from there. So I need 1x of the XBs, and I need G and E. That's a Gundam with a booty, cute face, little waist, with big design. Yes, indeed, there's a bit of a booty on these. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But yeah, so I'm gonna co-stream the Anime Awards. I've done this the past 2 years. It's been fun to do, so we will continue to do the fun thing. Because I really enjoy doing that. And yeah, there won't be a VOD of it. It won't go up on YouTube or anything. It'll just be a thing for us as like an extra bonus stream. And I might do. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any other bonus streams. Mainly because I stream Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So if I do any other days, it is I end up with a lot more back-to-back. Like when I do that Friday stream, I'm still going to do a Wednesday stream, which means that I will have streamed that week Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which is, there are plenty of people that make their full-time living here doing this, and plenty of people who don't make their living doing this, but still stream every day. There are plenty of folks that stream a couple hours every day, or many hours, many days of the week. I'm just not one of those people. How many bad rap videos do you project this year? So, Lashbrook, my assumption is this year we will not see any bad rap videos because of COVID. Uh, could you argue that that is a blessing in disguise? Possibly. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be um, it's going to be weird. So you'll have like a lot of like solo things because they'll have like the hosts, and they might end up making them be in the same room. I hope they don't. But I think you're going to have a lot of like, let's throw it to this person. And I feel like a bunch of this is going to be pre-recorded, uh, which I'm also okay with. But hopefully, yeah, hopefully Tim won't have a weird rap video in this one. We love Tim here, but shout out to Tim. But yeah, that was a weird part of that. But I'm hoping for more like more time with uh, like people in the industries, kind of like just like maybe more interviews, that kind of thing. Like I think that could be fun, and then hopefully people would enjoy that more, and it would be like I don't know a fun way to do uh, what is sometimes feels a little dry and shouldn't feel dry because it is anime after all. You could do bonus Pokemon Go just chatting streams. That could be fun. But I don't know logistics. Yeah. So that almost gets a little more IRL. And a thing that I've found is, um, I like to be doing something. I've done some just chatting streams, and I'm not opposed to just chatting streams, but they aren't really my style. Um, but yeah, I mean, like there's like uh also like I'm probably not going to do anything of like on me out and about because that's definitely not my style. Uh, like walk and talks are definitely not my thing. Um, but yeah, I mean I already know about that one, and there exists a possibility that I could do other bonus streams. I'm not opposed to it. I just don't necessarily think that is in the cards at the moment. But again, it's all possible. It's possible I'll find the desire, the interest, the time to do those things. I just I don't want to promise anything because I don't want to break my promises. Fair enough. Just brainstorming. Yeah, no, I understand. I appreciate that. Um, I'm going to be leaning on Zoom probably more than I have even recently because I still have some friends that like I still have some hangouts and stuff like that, but I am definitely going to be looking to uh, increase my time with friends in digital hangouts because I have gotten very used to and very spoiled by living with my folks since July because it's just meant that I had a built-in people that I could talk to, and that's been wonderful. I've been so grateful for that. But it has meant that as I said, I've gotten very spoiled by it, and I won't have that for like almost a full month, which is weird. Weird to think about. Also, for the months of March and April and May and June, I lived alone because my roommate, as soon as the pandemic hit halfway through March, hey, Xenogears, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here. Um, as soon as the pandemic hit, my roommate at the time went to go stay with his girlfriend, which was smart of him. So I lived alone for many months, and so uh, I had that experience. And so I'm not like opposed to it. Um, no, Bobby, I do not have any pets. There are no pets in this house, so I will be alone for February while my folks are down further south. Um, and like I said, I'm gonna just be leaning on getting into some Zoom hangouts and seeing what people are up to, and just kind of hanging out that way. And I think that'll be fine. Like I'm not worried about it. I'm just like, oh yeah, I have to be. Honestly, what it means is, if in chat for solitary, yeah. Uh, Basically, what it means is I just have to be mindful of the fact that I'm going to be alone. Oh, I can just put these on one at a time. So let me just do that. This one goes here. All right, so I'm just going to put these on one at a time. I just have to be mindful of it and aware of it, and like I think that'll be fine. Like I'm a pretty good judge of myself and what I'm feeling at any given time. Like I'm pretty good at that. I just will have to be even more like self-aware of like, oh, am I talking out loud a lot more than I normally would? That's not a problem. Just want to be aware of it. Okay. Have I been in a Google chat lately? Have I jumped on Discord in a minute? What's going on with the D&D group that sometimes is active and sometimes isn't active? Could we get active? Could I find some time to do that? Okay. Am I working a job where we're all in the same chat? All right, great. Let me take advantage of that. Am I, yeah, are there going to be meetings in this thing? Because I have a couple things lined up that will hopefully lead to some work, either full freelance, like a full project right now, and we'll see. And if that does, that would be great. But yeah, it's going to be odd, but I think it'll be okay. I'm feeling all right. Yeah, I think it'll be all right. Okay, so this is 8.4, so we can put 8.4. Put this on here. The skirt is always kind of the not rough, but it's always a little like, I don't know if this is how this is supposed to go. This is looking like it wants to look. Uh, Sometimes with these kits, it sometimes feels a little dicey with some of these, but hopefully it'll work out all right. Especially kits of this era. Like obviously, this is a remake of this kit, but it still very much feels like like the traditional version. So sometimes these parts like to pop the fuck off and just not work right, which is not cool. It's a real bummer when that happens. Has your D&D group or any other role playing? Have you played any fun tabletop games? Bobby, I haven't played much tabletop. I've been playing Jackbox 7 with a bunch of people, which has been very nice. Nice to have. Happy to do that. We went on a run of playing a lot of Jackbox. And yeah, so the D&D group I've done a couple things with. We added some members, which is fun. And we're kind of just doing, yay, Jackbox says Julie, indeed. We're kind of just doing at the moment, like, one-offs. And that's been fun because I think no one is ready right now to commit to a full campaign, which is okay. I'm okay with that. I mean, I would like to do a full campaign. I have the commitment to it, but I think right now we're just kind of doing some one-offs here and there, letting our game master kind of get used to doing D&D again because they've been doing other stuff. But yeah, it's been fun. I feel like the latest pack is one of the best, but there's some that aren't great. So Bobby, like the weird thing is, I used to judge Jackbox. My criteria for Jackbox has changed. My criteria used to be, what are the games that you can explain to somebody in person right next to you who has never played that game? What are the fun ones to play in a room full of people? Now my thing is, what are fun games to play where I am the only person on microphone and I'm playing with people who are in wherever they're in their homes or wherever watching on stream. So now stream is the incredibly important for me when it comes uh, to that, which was not always the case. Uh, but now, yeah, now I really care about that more than anything else. So anything with Quiplash is going to be great because Quiplash is a big hitter, right? Um, I like stuff like Joke Boat, and the thing I want the Jackbox launcher, which does not exist, but I want to load all my Jackbox games in and then like have a favorites list or alphabetical order or pack order and just be able to launch them from a launcher instead of having to be like, all right, well, hey, which one is TKO in? Let's find TKO because I want to play TKO, that kind of thing. That's like, and maybe you don't want to play Quiplash 3 well, you want to play Quiplash 3 instead of Quiplash 2, right? But what if you liked Final Quiplash and you don't like the new Quiplash 3 end? So you want to play 2 again. I don't know why you would, because the 3 is better than 2 as far as that goes, or the end elements. So like I don't know why you would think that, but maybe you do. Maybe your jam is a previous version, and you're like, I'm not really loving this one. So I don't know. Because it's really game dependent. Like, I mean, the worst one that exists is that one that was the weird multiplayer like ball game that I can't remember the name of. That wasn't. It was just a weird. It was just like a tech demo, and that wasn't good. And I think that was the worst one. And I refused to learn the name of it because I remember very much disliking it. But it's just like most of the time, there's some games that I'm like, oh, this is fun. This is hard to do on stream, but it's still fun. And then there are games that I'm like, this is incredible to do on stream. I have a good time playing it. That's kind of what I think about when a Jackbox. We'll do some Jackbox in February, and we'll get back into it. Especially with, I want to take advantage of the extension, the Jackbox extension, where you can be an audience member without having it open in another tab. You don't have to have Jackbox.tv open in another tab. You can just play along from your screen. That's a really fun feature, and I want to take advantage of that, along with a few other like things they put in this one that I think are just helpful. All right, 11. Great. So we got that together. For tonight, second hour, we will talk about some anime stuff that's come out. I guess we could probably at some point talk about. I'm not gonna talk too much about 13 Sentinels. I'm not too far into 13 Sentinels. I played a bunch yesterday. I'm really digging it. I think 13 Sentinels is fantastic. I really like it. I mean, it is a weird visual novel with some stuff that is some gameplay, and the story is really fantastic. So I'm hyped to play more of it. I have beaten Hitman 3. Now I'm certainly not done with Hitman 3, but I have rolled credits on Hitman 3, and that was a pleasant enough experience. I'm happy to have finished Hitman 3. I certainly have many more challenges and, a lot more to do in it, but I like Hitman 3 a lot. I don't know if I liked it more than 2. I might have liked some of the levels. Here's the real thing. I can't judge it yet because I haven't played all of the levels all of the time for months and months. That's when you can really judge it. I finished it today. It was very good. Aristophan, I think you're talking about 13 Sentinels, right? Yeah. So, yeah, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, I I'm really enjoying Hitman. I really enjoyed the final level, easiest silent assassin ever. Yes, Lashbrook, that is an easy silent assassin. You can also go hard with it if you want to just like go. It's also pretty satisfying to just go for it, but yeah, you can definitely do that. So no, Bobby, I managed to be okay because I played Hitman 2 on Steam, right? So for the longest part, I didn't import anything. I just went to 13 cold or 3 cold, and then I did import, and things have been fine. So I managed to be okay because I didn't immediately try to import my Hitman 2 stuff into Hitman 3. I just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait on this for a little while and see what happens. Ursvan says 13 Sentinels. Yeah, I haven't played a Hitman game except for demos and watching people play. Hell yeah. That's also very fun. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. I it's going to take a while for me to play a bunch of levels to be like, okay, now I think I understand what I need to do with this. Now I think if this is my favorite, or if I like Hitman 2 better, because I definitely think I like Hitman 2 over Hitman 1, just because I think the variety of the locations was way more fun. And also, there's just an island of secret society rich assholes that you can just go and murder. And that rules. Like, sorry, that Hitman 2 has that, so it's incredible. All right, we got our waist done here, so now we can put on the legs, and then we're going to put on the side skirts. So we'll do the legs first, pop those on, then we got to build the little torso, and then we can put this whole unit together. And then we get to work on the trident and the claws, and yeah, and call this kit built. So we'll get the legs together because you can't really put these sides on and put the legs there. All right, it's time to talk about a thing that I mentioned. I done goofed, everybody. I done goofed, and it's really frustrating, this goof. All right, we got to make sure the legs stay on, so you really got to get them in there. Otherwise, they will pop off. So you have to angle it, and then shove it in there, and then turn it down. All right, great. So I goofed. I got caught up in an Amazon scam, and I am frustrated by it. And the simple thing of, this is a thing to say, right? This is not a thing that you don't know. You know this. If something seems too good to be true, it is. And it's very rare that you can get one over on people. Errors in your favor don't really exist when it comes to online shopping. And that should be a red flag. And this should have been a red flag. The only thing I'll say is I was very tired when this happened, which is not an excuse, but it is the fact. I was very tired, and I see this somebody I know who I trust retweeted a thing on Twitter that was basically like, "Hey, this USB microphone with a stand, a clamp arm, and a pop filter. It's normally $60. It's on sale right now with a promo code, and you can get it for a ridiculous price. You have to have the gray one. The black one has Amazon Prime shipping. If you put the gray one in, you put this code in, you get it for almost nothing." And I was like, well, I like this headset mic for doing this, but this isn't necessarily great for podcasting. And it's not great for just chat show stuff. I'd rather have a microphone for that, and it would be nice to have that. And then also some of my recordings I do. That way I'm not wearing a headset when I'm doing YouTube video stuff. Okay, well, this is such a good price. Even if it's not a great microphone, I could keep all the gear, which is definitely worth the money I'm paying for this, and then get a better microphone down the road. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just do this. And it's not the Amazon Prime shipping, so it's going to take a little while to go. It's whatever because it's coming in from overseas. Should be a red flag. That's not. It is a red flag. It should have been a red flag. I didn't consider it a red flag. Again, I goofed up. So the next day, because this is like late Thursday after the stream. Next day, I'm like tweeting about stuff. I'm like, hey, the deal that I look for, that's over. But the other one sold by a different person is on sale, and that's still a very good price. And that has Amazon Prime. And then some people were like, hey, no, that's definitely an address. So very nice people were like, hey, no, you got address scammed. Somebody wants an address to sell it, and they're going to collect a bunch of things. Your credit card's never going to get charged for this purchase because it won't get charged until you do it. This is the idea of having it be they're selling the version that isn't Amazon Prime, which means they can be linked to the people that do sell something, so that the rating you're seeing isn't the rating on the seller because it's a third-party seller. You're seeing the rating on the object because it had a good rating. And also, if you want to cancel that order, well, you have to contact the seller, and they're not going to cancel it. So I have to wait a bunch of days before I can go, hey, Amazon, this seller is not responding. So what does this person have? Well, they don't get my credit card information. They don't have that because it's going to go through Amazon. But they do have where I was going to ship it. and they'll sell that address to somebody who will, to people who will send things to this address, which is a terrible mistake on my part. I done really goofed. Um, and the age old saying is, as mentioned. Um, Now, one thing I do have, what I'll say is, um, the only saving grace I have, the only thing I did right in this situation was that, oh, this is the wrong piece here. The phone number I have associated with my Amazon stuff is a Google phone number. It is not my cell phone number or the home phone number at this location. So, at the very least, they're selling my Google phone number, and I don't care because that's voicemail only, and I get an email when someone leaves a message, and I never check them because I just read that, and it's no one ever calls me. I occasionally make calls on it when I don't want to use my cell phone, and it's the number that like is associated with like occasionally I get there's one out of like 15 messages for that is something I actually want to look at. So at the very least, I did that. But yes, I fell for a scam. I did not know that address collection scams were a thing you could do. And that was a sobering lesson. Will I be out the money I paid for it? No, because most likely, because they're not about selling me a thing. They are about collecting my information. So no, it will never actually ship. It will never arrive. Um, Also, if you suddenly are like, oh no, I think I was just scammed, you have 30 minutes basically to undo your purchase. So you have some buyer's remorse built in. After that, it's got to be contact the seller. So I done goofed real bad, and I feel very silly about that. I'm glad I tweeted about it so that someone could be like, hey, actually, dude, what are you doing? So at least I know that I have been scammed. But yeah, I got scammed at the age of 40. Feels bad, man. I'm pretty good about this stuff. So now I know a new scam to know about. One time I bought 100 sets of the cheapest headphones I could find on Amazon as a joke gift for a friend who always brings his headphones. Then it turned out they were charging $2 per for shipping, says Bobby. Luckily, they let me refund. So that's why I try not to bulk buy things on Amazon while drunk. Yeah, Bobby, that's a good... I mean, Amazon while drunk. Wish listing while drunk is certainly great because you're going to put stuff in that you wouldn't normally put in, probably. Because you're like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So wish listing while drunk, certainly good. Purchasing while drunk, yeah, not so great. I have no excuse. I just, like I said, I was tired and should have made the right call and didn't make the right call. I made the wrong call. So that's fun. That's on me. I goofed. I done goofed. All right, so we are done here with the, we have finished the waist. We are now going to put the little bits of the torso here together. Two little pieces have to go together, and then we are ready to work on our accessories, to body complete and work on the accessories, which is very exciting. So yeah, so that's my big goof for. I mean, hopefully this is my last big goof of of the year. Let's hope. It's very sobering to think about that. That's the thing I'm going to have to be much more concerned about in the future. But yeah, also, don't believe everything you heard. Don't believe everything you read. Don't trust a retweet. These are things. Here's the sad thing is, all the things I'm saying right now are lessons I have learned the hard way before and know better about. Like, I just completely, like, just saw this and went, oh, that's a very good deal. Hell yeah, I'm going to get in on that. Because there's also the thing of, like, what is something that happened this week that will probably not turn out great, but certainly happened? What was in the air this week? Was it a bunch of people making the decision to collectively work together in order to, in some small way, make rich people's lives worse. That happened this week. So it's in the air. And like I'm not swept up in it. Like I didn't get stocks. I'm not like I don't I'm not I'm not on Reddit making things happen, you know? But it's still collectively like in the air and like, yeah, there's a little of that of like, I'm gonna I'm gonna take advantage of this. I'm gonna get something cool. Things coming in the mail, that sounds great. I'm getting this deal. I'm making this happen. His head likes to really just fall off. Really sucks. I'm going to have to put some blue tack in here or something because this head does not want to stay on. So for display, that's kind of frustrating. All right, we get the arms here. All right, we're going to get body complete on this kit. Then we got to do the backpack, we got to do weapons, but we are basically, we're this far on the kit, which is still very fucking cool. Hell yeah. I love the look of this. Can't wait to put the arms on, or the claws on, and of course the weapons as well. But yeah, so I done fucked up. I'm not out much money. I'm not pleased with myself by any means, but that is what happened. Yeah, it's a big goof. I done big goofed. Very frustrated with myself for that. All right, let's get some of the backpack done here. But yeah, I mean that's the big thing. February is coming up, folks. So let's be positive about that. Let's talk about February, the month. If people have things, why did I say it like that? If people have things that they're excited about, because we're almost done with January. People have fun things. What was I about? Draconus is now following. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Folks, if you're watching the stream and you're not following me, go ahead and give me a follow. Turn your notifications on so you know when I go live. I stream on Monday, Thursday, Saturday from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Wednesday nights I also stream, but I don't do model kit building then. I just do something else. This coming Wednesday, Pat, what's going to be the first Wednesday stream of the month? Well, I'm going to play Hearthstone because it'll be a new month, and I have not played since the mini expansion came out, so we will do some mini expansioning. That should be a fun, good time. And yeah, that'll be Wednesday's stream. The following Wednesday, though, February 10th, that's the first thing I'm really looking forward to in February, the thing that I can't wait to do, which is I don't have a name for it. Well, it's the Build with Bear bonus. The really silly thing on my end is I'm not baking anything. I'm roasting a thing, and I'm stove-topping a thing. So I can't call it the Bake with Bear workshop, which would be a good name, but that's not what we're doing, so I can't name it that. But it is hello, welcome, Bane. Happy to have you here. I'm not roasting a duck, no, Dirty. I will be roasting some vegetables. I am doing a vegetable snack / appetizer, and then I am doing a one pot meal after that. Prepping with Pat, the big bear cook. Yeah. I mean, it's just going to be a cooking stream. I'm doing a bonus stream, and it's going to be a cooking stream, and I'm very excited about it because that is a thing that was asked for long time ago, and it just be something different. Yeah, because taking a bit. I love cooking streams, says Bobby. Oh, nice. Taking advantage a bit of having the house to myself, and that way, and therefore not disturbing anyone by being in the kitchen for a couple hours talking into a microphone. I'm gonna do a cooking stream. We're gonna work on 2 dishes from start to finish. The one is incredibly easy. The other is not hard. It just has some steps to it. These are both going to be things that you can do yourself, and are things that I am very excited to do. Take advantage of a little. I'm not taking full advantage of the fact that I have this nice big kitchen that I can work in, but I'm taking some advantage of the fact that I have this nice big kitchen that I can work in. and I am looking forward to it. It should be a fun time. All right, so we need E7 is this one here. Great. There. This there. And E7. So the piece I'm about to put here on the backpack uh, is the I really like this. This thing will pop out, and then you can swap it for a piece that I'm putting that is right here, and that's where the trident goes. But we're not going to have the trident on the backpack, so I won't even bother with that. I'm going to leave this one in so that I can do some detailing. Go with a variation of one of my favorite chefs and call your stream Pat Can Cook. Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, Pat Can Cook is pretty good. Yeah. Uh, but yeah. Bake with Baer is the good name. It's just we're not really baking. I mean, we're using the oven, so I guess we could do bake with Baer. But bake with Baer I think implies um, something that I'm not doing, which is baking a dish. I'm not really baking. I'm like I said. So I think that is a lie that I don't feel like perpetuating. It's not necessarily lying, but it is like misleading. Misleading is the word. I don't feel like misleading folks by saying that I'm going to be baking. So, but yeah, it'll be a bonus stream. It's going to be my first cooking stream. Looking forward to doing something a little different, and we'll be able to make something super cool, some cool stuff that you can do at home. Um, it's also fun because I'm like, well, I know how long each of them takes to prep and cook, but I don't know how that's going to translate to 2 hours. Also, I will have eaten dinner by 9 p.m. Eastern when I do this, so it'll be like Pat preps these things and makes them for the next, like eats a little bit because, I mean, it's not like I'm not going to eat them, but Pat prepares these meals to then eat the next day. Pat gets an early jump on his Thursday night meal. But what's also cool is I'll have my stream on Wednesday where I make these things, and then on Thursday during the build stream, I'll be able to tell you how they were reheated, which is cool. It'll be like a check-in, which is a fun thing, which you don't get generally from, like, if you're somebody that watches loading ready runs live streams. If you watch some of Ian Horner's cooking things, like they eat them at the end, but they don't like talk about like, well, I had leftovers and this is how it turned out. All right, so we've got our backpack. We're going to put the backpack in here. This slot is for this is not unique to any of them. This is in all Gundam wing kits. Is this backpack, which just works really well. It just always looks great. This kit looks fantastic from the back. Just like really great colors. I think these colors really pop on. I'm going to turn the light off here. Even in low lighting, I think this kit just really the two-tone green and the yellow I think really works. I'm going to turn the light back on. If you're sensitive, turn the light back on now. Also, was a little bummed today. Went to check out the new Lupin show on Netflix. I don't have Netflix at the moment, so I have not been able to do that dirty. But you checked it out and couldn't make it through the first episode. I had issues with a perceived bad English dubbing. Ooh, that is a bummer. That is what you run into sometimes, unfortunately. Still the case in today's world where sometimes those are just bad. She Has My Wallet is now following. Thank you for the follow. I hope you know that she. That is a shame, Dirty. Yeah, I have not checked that out. I was actually talking about Lupin, Lupin the Third, a thing that I knew at some point. I certainly knew of Lupin for a long time before I knew that Lupin was the third, because Lupin in the manga, in anime and source material, is they basically play up the idea that Lupin is the grandson of Lupin, a French, basically counterpart to Sherlock Holmes. And this was obviously many, many years after that when they were like saying like, oh, that's kind of what we're going for. And the estate, that even though that is a work that is in public domain, apparently they were sued because people were like, the estate of the creator was like, you can't do that, and they were like, yeah, we actually definitely can do that. So because, and this is a thing with the estate of Arthur Conan Doyle, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. My apologies. With Sherlock Holmes, anybody can use Sherlock Holmes in their shit. They can make a Sherlock Holmes thing, but you can't do the original ideas, the settings, the plate, the stories of some of most of what Conan Doyle wrote, and features Holmes. So like you can't, like, you can do your take on Hound of the Baskerville, but you can't call it the Hound of the Baskerville. Uh, so that's where they get you. Uh, so it was totally fine. Lastbrick says, I definitely got confused because I didn't realize people were talking about Lupin. Yes, Arnsen. When I first heard people talking about the show. Yes, depending on where your knowledge of the series lies, you could either be like, wait, or like, what is everybody even fucking talking about? Why would people not know this? Oh, Bobby just cheered 500 bits. How would a home-style detective mystery work with Gundams? Wow, Bobby. Bobby's tipping, put me on the spot. Let's throw some emotes in the chat. Thank Bobby for that generous bits and coins. Okay, so um, the obvious answer to that is, it's not obvious. An obvious answer to that would be to say, well, it is a detective story with Gundams. Who done it? Who killed so and so with a Gundam? Right? To me, what you actually do is you do the SD Gundams, the super deformed Gundams, the chibi Gundams that are people and have personalities, and just do a Sherlock Holmes style show with Gundams. In the same way that they are doing Romance of the Three Kingdoms, or sorry, not Romance of the Three Kingdoms. They're doing the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. They're doing a Romance of the Three Kingdoms chibi show, Chibi Gundam Among Us. Yes. But you would just do that. So you would do like Murder on the Orient Express, but with Chibi Gundams. Because the thing about doing the SD Gundams is that when they're doing Romance of the Three Kingdoms, one, you get Lu Bu, and then you just have a Lu Bu Gundam, and two, there are Gundams with beards. And I didn't think I would like that, but I really do like Gundams with beards. It's pretty great. It reminds me of Vector Prime. Yes, because there is a ancient Transformer from the world of Transformers, an ancient Autobot that has a beard for no discernible reason, except that he does. He's got a beard. I own that action figure at one point in my life because it. Why the fuck would I not own that? He's got a beard. It doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. So I would do the chibi whodunit that way. I think that would be cool. Because honestly, Because honestly, the only other way to do it is to just have it be a murder mystery where at the end of the caper, somebody jumps into a Gundam to try to escape. And like, I get that. That's fine. I just think that it's not as cool as it could. There are cooler ways to do it than that. All right, so we need this. We gotta get J. We gotta get J out of here. Oh, there's J. We'll get these red pieces. Lovely red pieces here. We gotta do a bunch of connections here. We gotta make a bunch of these dragon fangs. I can't stand this look at student. Yeah, I understand. I totally get it. According to the Transformers wiki, some Transformers have facial features that resemble human facial hair. These features sometimes indicate age, but that's not always the case. So that leads to the interesting question, why? Yeah, I mean, look, when you really start thinking about Gundams, Yeah. I hate that the fact that all the cool medieval style are stuck in the SD form. I mean, I get that. I get what you're saying. Uh, Especially because I do like night themes, and we get that. Actually, the next kit we're working on um, will be no, actually, that's not. The next one we're working on is not. I have something in my backlog that is another night theme. The Aegis Knight is in my backlog, but that is not what we're working on next. All right, so we got to start working on Dragon Fangs. We got to put some Dragon Fangs together. We got to put 6 of these. We got to do 6 of these first. Then we got to do 6 other ones first. So we'll get our 2 other ones there. So let's get these 6 together. This is easy enough. Just got to put these. One goes like that. One goes like this. Put that together. We'll panel line when we get them all together, I think. We'll see. I think that's what we're going to do. We'll put them all together. And I think that's the way that we're going to do this. So I'm going to make sections of them and then panel line when we get the sections together. I think that's the way to go. But yeah, I don't want to do just like a detective story with a bunch of Gundam pilots and then we reveal who the culprit is and they just make a mad dash and then there's a Gundam battle at the end. I want to do something a little different. And I think the little different thing we could do is have it be somebody is like, yeah, they're all the super deforms running around figuring out what's up. I think that's the way to go. But I don't know. I don't know. I also don't know enough about Transformers and the fact that like why some of them have facial hair and why some don't. I just don't know enough about the series. I used to be pretty into it, but I was never super into it. I watched a lot of them, but I never read like the all the comics. Like I was never super up on all the comics. I was always like woefully behind on everything. So I was never up enough on what was going on. But I kept up with a lot of the shows. I've also, like, I would say, also I've watched a lot of Transformers, like, subtitle Transformers stuff that, like, didn't show up here. Just because over the years, like, you just end up seeing a lot of stuff. So, like, Transformers 2000, I don't think ever came out in the U.S., but was, like, pretty fun and kind of, like, definitely aimed at a younger audience than some of the other Transformer shows had been for a very long time. And that was kind of, like, fun to watch. All right, so I need to do 6 of these. I did 4 of them. So, moving on over here so we can get 2 more of them together. All right. We will take a pause for the calls in a moment or two. I will talk about ways you can support the channel, as we always do on this stream. Always have to take a pause for the calls about an hour in. And then I will start talking about the anime shows I watched since the last stream. I have not watched Skate, SK8, the number 8, Infinity. I will watch that for Monday, folks, because I have less things to watch on Sunday and Monday. So I will watch Skate Infinity because that is a nonsense program, and I am interested in talking about it. Because it is a, exciting world of illegal skateboarding is just a fun thing that I want to explore. I want to at least watch an episode of it to see if it's worth me checking out any more of. Because it's just such a goofy concept. Also, I like the idea that the personal interactions that some of the characters have are referred to as beefs, which is not, like, that's just like a totally normal term. So, I kind of want to check it out. I like the idea of it. Like the guy who's never skateboarded before suddenly becomes very good at skating at this one particular style of competitive skateboarding. I'm like, all right, I want to know more about this. What is this world? So yeah, I will report on Monday about Skate. Try to watch all of it. All right, let me get these 2 sections done here. Then we'll take our pause to the cause, and then we'll start putting these friends together. Try to get these sectionals together here. 8 and 7 and 8 over here. Okay. Oh, I love these dragon fangs. They just look so goddamn cool. Can't wait to put this all together. They just look so neat. They just look so neat. All right, so 7 goes like this. X and B goes together here. And, yep, put like that. Put like this. All right, did one of them. Then we'll do the other. Make sure these notches are on the bottom. I haven't screwed this step up before when I did in the high grade version, so I imagine the master grade I should not screw this up. But you never know. Anyway, we're going to take a pause to the cause. This is a brief little break here, folks. We're just going to be talking about ways you can support the channel. If you're new to the stream, thank you for being here. I'm going to talk about a couple ways you can support what I do. You're under no obligation to do so, but if you'd like to, you're more than welcome to, and I appreciate it. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the barricade, the Lego, the Scythe emote in the chat. Let the people know you're a subscriber. Let the people know what's up. If you've been gifted a sub in the past, consider transferring that sub into a full-time subscription. It would mean a lot to me. That would be rad. You don't have to become a subscriber. Follow if you aren't already. Becoming a subscriber is a great way to support what I do, $5 a month, or using your Prime Gaming token. Gifting a sub is a great way to support what I do here as well, giving a gift to the community. We've already had Bobby and Silver and Aristofan gift sub, which is fantastic. Bobby also did some bits and coins. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Along with Eric and Meg, which is very nice. Bits and coins always appreciated. Gifting subs, subscribing, converting your subs. These are all things you can do if you wanted to. You're under no obligation to do so, but you could if you wanted to. Don't do it today. Don't even do it tomorrow. But on the 1st, on Monday, if you wanted to join my Patreon, you could join my Patreon. I got a Patreon. That's another way to support what I do. Because if you're like, well, $5 a month, I can't really do that. Well, what about $1 or $3? There are different tiers you can subscribe at. If you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up, YouTube? Hello. You can find the links that I'm talking about right now in the show description below. And if you're watching this on the VOD, what's up, VODers? You can open the chat up, and you'll see all the links I'm putting here right in the chat. So thank you for that. Oh, Bobby just cheered another 100. I'm glad you called out how weird it is that Transformers have beards. Well, Bobby, I appreciate the bits and coins. Thank you very much for that. Always appreciate that. Very generous. But yeah, it is weird. Like, I don't got a problem with it. And also, I want to be clear. I'm not one of those people that's like, Transformers are asexual. Or not, they don't have gender. So like, there shouldn't be female Transformers. I'm not one of those people. Because if you're saying that every Transformer that has existed is non-gendered, and they all just happened to be voiced by male voice actors, both in their English and Japanese, well, Bobby says Bumblebee fucks. Okay. But it's just like, and none of you had a problem watching Beast Wars that there were female Transformers. You had no problems with that. Because you thought the show was cool, and because when you watched it, you were young, and you didn't know that some of your peers were going to hate it years later. So you didn't have a problem with Arachnid, or the owl lady whose name I can't remember, Air Razor. I remembered it. It's Air Razor. Fuck yeah. That is useless information, but I'm psyched that I remembered it. It was like the owl or bird. It was like a hawk. I can't remember. But yeah. But yeah. I gotta get back into this. I gotta talk about other ways you can support the channel that don't involve that. Okay, so everything I make through Patreon, through Twitch, my inevitable, eventual, final, another payout from YouTube that'll come someday. I'll make enough money to get a payout for YouTube. Goes to about buying kits and equipment. I also do. Oh, that did not. Why did that not show up? There it is. It took a second for some reason. Also, direct donations for buying model kits. If you want to do that one time, if through Patreon or PayPal, or not Patreon, or Twitch, that doesn't work for you, you can do a one-time donation. I'd be glad to build stuff with the money you send me. Also, you could say, Pat, I want you to build something that I have a say in, not whatever you want to build. You could go to my Amazon wish list if you wanted to, and you could buy something off that. I will quickly talk about a few things that are available on my Amazon wish list, like some Lego sets. Will I probably buy this Valentine's Bear kit on my own? Yeah, I will probably buy this Valentine's Bear kit on my own. But if you wanted to buy it before I do, you definitely could. Um, will I at some point buy one of these Nano Block Pokemon kits? Yes, I will probably buy one of these Nano Block Pokemon kits to build at some point. But you could do it instead of me. And then I will still build it and be grateful. Because I would like to see what these things are about. There's also some Pokemon model kits. There's some high grades, some master grades, all kinds of different stuff gear available. I will build them, and then I will report back to you, let you shoot a video about how cool y'all are for buying this thing, and it'll jump the queue. That's my guarantee. If you buy something on my wish list, it jumps the queue, and I build it as soon as possible. Basically, as soon as a kit is done, the next kit I build is something from the wish list if purchased. An alternative is to buy a gift card on USA Gundam Store. You get an email with the code. Then you whisper me on Twitch or you DM me, because my DMs are open, on Twitter with the code, and I buy something from USA Gundam Store, and you can have input of like, hey, you should get this thing, or we can talk about it. That is another way to support what I do. If you are so interested, you could do that. And it would be cool. All right, so I think we got a couple more things to talk about, and then we'll get back to building and also talking about anime that's coming out, or anime that I watched the past couple of days. We got to talk about that too. So let's get going with that. We get ready for this. Okay. What else do I have to say? I have a Discord. You can join my Discord. That's a great way to support what I do for free. I post build photos after every stream. People post stuff they're working on. People promote themselves. It's a great little fun little community on Discord. If you want to chill Discord, you're welcome to join that. I'll have a new Pat Bear's Anime Club up on Monday. Hint, it's the one we recorded live on Wednesday. But if you didn't watch that stream, I'm putting it up on YouTube as the episode. But the last one I did for Pat Bear's Anime Club is my top 10 of 2020. If you want to know what my 10 favorite shows were 2020 as anime, I made a YouTube video about that. If you'd rather read it, you can go to Giant Bomb, because I did a top 10 list for them where I wrote things down instead of filming it. So you can go check that out. And Baer With Me is an ongoing video series where I watch things and give my first genuine reaction to them. It's reaction videos called Baer With Me. This time I'm reacting to a door that sounds like Miles Davis. If you want to know if that door actually sounds like Miles Davis, you can watch the video, and I react to this door that sounds like Miles Davis. Bobby says, how do I make sure I don't send or buy you something you've already built? Oh, you do things for Giant Bomb, says Gino Cares, and I'll get to that in a second. Start with Bobby. So, Bobby, if you click on something from my Amazon wish list, it takes it off the list once it's purchased, because I have it set to only allow for one purchase. So, if you buy something off my wish list, I don't put anything on my wish list that I've built before. So if you put it there, then that is a way to do that. Whereas with the USA Gundam Store, you could just send me a gift card, and then we can talk about like a thing that you'd like to see, and I can say, well, I've already built that on stream. So that is a variation of that. But if you buy something on my wish list, everything on my wish list is something I have not built on stream before, and once you purchase it and it's getting sent to me, it gets removed from the available, so it doesn't double up. And Zeno, yeah, so the last couple of years, I've been lucky enough to be able to do their top 10 guest lists. They invite people to do their things at the end of the year. This year, they did at the beginning of 2021. For 2020, they did a little later. And instead of the normal video game list, which I have done in the past, I didn't feel like I played enough games this year that I liked, that were new, to really build out a list. But I watched so much anime that I was like, hey, Alex, can I do an anime list? And Alex said, yeah, sure. And it's not the weirdest list, because even though it's not video games, it is a top 10 list, and is not Jeff Bacalar's 10 pinball properties, or 10 properties he'd like to see become pinball machines. His is just speculative fiction, and it's fantastic. Mine is a top 10 list, is just not about video games. Also, I number my shit, because some people don't, and they should. They should do an actual 10 list. Even if you have 11 games, put it in a list. That's my big gripe about that. Anyway, we're gonna get back to building, and I'm gonna talk about anime that came out in the past couple of days while I slowly get these Dragon Fang together. I might if we're this shouldn't take 15 minutes to do. If it takes longer than 15 minutes, I'm gonna go long tonight. I'm telling you, we are finishing this kit up tonight. So if I go past 11, I go past 11. It's Saturday night. I don't mind doing that. I don't think we will, but we might. I'm not gonna like do all but one part of it. That's where we're at there. All right. So we put all these together. Now let's look at this. We're gonna do one of these like this, and then we're gonna put that until we do three of them. We gotta do that twice, so we'll do that. All right. So I'm a spider. So what? If you haven't been watching this anime, the basic premise is a whole classroom of high school kids died or something happened to them, and they have been reborn in new bodies uh, in a fantasy world. All but one of them. I mean, there's another one that one person's a dragon, but almost everyone else is a human. They have reborn as a human or an elf or some sort of regular race, and they've run into each other. Almost all of them have had some interaction together. The exception to that is our main character, who got reincarnated as a spider, and she's in a deadly labyrinth. She is one of the weakest creatures in a very deadly, like, dungeon, basically, the labyrinth. And things are going okay. She's adapting. She's surviving. She's making things happen. We're going to do some panel lining here while I talk about this. She's making some stuff happen, and she's trying her best. I'm just going to refer to her as Spider the whole time because even when she talks, she doesn't call herself by her name. We do know her name, and we know a little bit about her previous life. Now, the show has been bouncing between her trying to make things work and then seeing some stuff that's happening to the other kids. Generally, one guy kind of like becoming pretty abusive with power, another guy trying to do what's right and trying to grow. His friend, who is now a familiar creature, the teacher, who is an elf, the girl who is possibly losing her mind because she can't handle what's happened. All kinds of stuff's going on in that show. We didn't see any of that in this episode. This whole episode was several long drawn out battles between the spider and a bunch of monkey monsters. Some of the monkey monsters are computer generated and they looked very bad, and that was a bummer. But basically, at the very end of the last episode, there was a big dragon, and it completely ignored our spider friend, which is great. So she was like feeling really down about that because she ran away from the spider and she couldn't do anything except be stealthy. And then she finds this bug, and she's like, oh, these bugs, no one's messing with these bugs. Oh, they taste terrible. She literally almost dies from eating one of these bugs, but she grows resistance and some new abilities, some poison abilities. So when these monkeys who have a pack mentality and they have no individual survival instincts, it's a long drawn out fight where she has to use her abilities and win, and she's kind of gaming the system a little bit. I really like this thing. This was also in I'm Standing on a Million Lives, which I didn't like particularly well, but did one thing I liked, which is it would be impossible for the spider not to get hurt. She's a spider. She's grown, she's evolved, but she's still a spider. So it would be possible for her not to get hurt. So she does get hurt. But when you level up, you restore. And you also restore, like, you don't just restore, like, your health, you restore whatever was damaged. So, like, if she lost a leg, if a monster bit a leg, and then she leveled up, she'd get that leg back, which is great for her. So it means she can put herself in some tough situations, and then hopefully things will turn out okay, which they have. This thing was a really fun fight. I love that it didn't jump to the other people. It didn't cut away. It stuck with the action the entire time. And I really like that. I think it was really well done. Like I said, I kind of really dislike CG, like bad computer generated graphic stuff. Like I really, really dislike it. And this show has it, but I'm kind of overlooking it because I really like the fun of it. So, um, yeah, she decides not to evolve at the end, uh, which is maybe a mistake. We haven't figured that out yet. It might be a mistake. It might not be a mistake. But she eventually defeats the last of these monkeys and then moves up to a new area, which she's like pretty psyched about. Turns out this new area is a lava area, so I don't know. Um, the anime has a lot more of the B character storylines than the manga. I see that no, that doesn't surprise me. Now, comparing this to another show that was a bunch of students that are all in the same class get isekai together, and one character gets separated from all of them, and you follow that character. I know that Arafuerta cut down on the other characters, the cutting to the other characters and what they were up to. That really cut down on it, um, and focused on the main dude. And I was kind of happy for that because I never really cared about those other characters. I just cared about the main dude and what was going on with him. So I kind of like that. Uh, I don't mind them cutting to the other thing because basically, anytime they cut to the other kids, we're seeing what could happen in a different version of this uh, anime. Like a different story that I think would be worse would just be a typical anime about a bunch of kids and oh, one of them is going to betray them and probably turn to the dark side and what's happening here and oh, what happened and let's unravel the mystery while we get stronger. Um, and try to build lives for ourselves here. And this show is like, yeah, that's happening, but also a girl became a spider and she's dealing with some shit. So I like that. I like that it is a good kind of switcheroo. Um, Also, I'm hoping that at some point, I imagine at some point, the spider is going to have some sort of party because she just talks to herself the whole time and it is weird. So, uh, but yeah, I mean, she's gotta talk to herself. Otherwise, it's just a spider running around. All right, so we got two of these, the arms for our dragon here, the extended things. We did that. We did some panel lining on it. We don't have to do much. There's not much to do, but that'll look very cool, I think, when done. Now let's get parts of the other dragon claws together. Can do all this at the same time. We need H and I. So here's I1 and I2, and then we need H. So we get that together. And H. Here's H1, and is there another H1? Yeah, H1. Great, doing it. Okay, Jujutsu Kaisen. I thought this whole episode was going to be about the ongoing fight between Todo and Yuji. But basically, it started with Todo and Yuji, and then it jumped to Panda versus Mekamaru. So the Todo Yuji thing was basically Todo is lecturing Yuji about his fighting because he's like, uh, you know, your fighting style works on lower monsters, but higher curses are going to see right through it because your energy is slow to come out because you're such a strong guy and you have weak, whatever. He doesn't know he has weak energy, but his energy collection is weak, and he's like, you can be stronger. And it's weird. I like Todo. I like this dumb, very powerful character that is like he's got his weirdness, like he's idol obsessed and like kind of sleazy and not great, but he's earnest in his own way and he's got a strong sense of justice, and that's like I don't know, pretty good. I like him. I didn't think I would like this character, but I do like this character, and that's great. I am happy to enjoy that character, and also his like fighting, his thing of like they're gonna fight, and he's gonna make Yuji stronger, but it might kill Yuji, and he's like, yeah, whatever. I hope you survive, and I do like that. Um, Most of this episode was we learned about Panda, y'all. The panda named Panda, who's not a panda. Um, we got to see Panda fight. So I was wondering this whole time, like, why is this guy's cursed that he looks like a panda? What's up with that? Well, he's not, because he's not really a person. He is a cursed doll that has been given emotions and a personality. And basically, he is an artificially created being. Because cursed dolls are a thing in this universe, but he is like a special case. And so then you're like, oh, does that mean that the robot that's walking around is also the same case? Well, no. The robot is a doll that is being controlled by somebody. We don't know the person's name, so we'll just call them the Mecha Maru, who is nearby somewhere. And this person has great spiritual cursed energy powers, but wasn't born with an arm, can't feel anything from the waist down, like I don't think has legs, and is basically this robot creature thing that it controls is him being able to interact with the world. So they fight. It's awesome to see Panda fight and like kind of talk trash and kind of figure out what's going on and kind of like see what's up and look for an opening and be like very clever. And then also, the panda has like they're basically the mecha is like I'm going to destroy the core and then I will destroy this and I'll win. Doesn't realize, why wouldn't know? Panda has 3 cores. We don't know what his older sister, quote unquote. We know regular Panda, which is like the balanced version. And then he's got an offensive version, which is his quote unquote big brother, which is a gorilla. And so he becomes a panda hybrid, a gorilla hybrid. And it fucking rules. I don't know what the fuck's going on here, but gorilla form looks badass as hell. It is a panda gorilla, and I don't know how there's no other way to describe it except that it fucking kicks ass and looks awesome. And JUJUTSU Kaisen rules. We're going to see more fights between some of the other characters in the next episode, looks like. Like I said, also, Panda wins their battle and has like a nice interaction with Mechamaru saying like, hey, next time you're around, I want to see you. Like, like, I don't know. It was a nice little, like, I'm not mad, I'm not jealous of humans, because they're kind of weird, right? If it's just like, I'm me, and, like, that's all I need. I don't know. It was neat. It was a very cool moment. I dug it very, very much. I'm super into that fight, and I want to see more from Panda, although Panda is probably pretty exhausted at this point, having fought that big old mech. Oh, I didn't go back to the... Sorry, folks. I wish someone had said something. I didn't go back to the overhead. I apologize. I haven't done that much on screen. I'm putting these things together. I'm so sorry that I did not notice I hadn't gone back to the overhead. I'm starting to work on the Dragon Claws, so I'm putting these together here, and I apologize that I hadn't done this. I went to look to go, now what color am I using for... Oh, yeah, I'm just doing basically everything with black. That's right. So, I apologize, folks. Okay, with a dog and a cat every day is fun. Talk about the next episode of that. Really short, obviously. It's a short little series. The first part of it is dog is 9 but still has a lot of energy. Cat is also 9 years old and sleeps more, but sometimes has just as much energy as they did before. And she's really happy about that because she's like, oh, the dog, the cat seems like it's kind of not really together, but oh, it is. Don't worry about it. But the dog acts just like it's a puppy. So yeah, that was the first part, and the second part is her out drinking with a friend of hers we've never seen before, who is obsessed with dogs. I think the tagline is "cares about dogs too much" was her information, and basically she trying to remember exactly what happened there. Oh yeah. Because I didn't really tell. Oh, yeah, some religious people. It's like, oh, so these religious folks came to the house and I let them in. And her friend, the owner, is like, don't do that. That's scary. Yeah, and they want to talk to me about this stuff. And they talked about, like, heaven and the afterlife. And she's like, oh, that's weird. You got to be careful who you let into your house. And she's like, yeah, whatever. It was fine. And then she goes, and then I asked them, what happens to dogs? And they said, dogs just are there. They're not like people. And she got really mad and kicked them out, and they were scared. And it was just like, yeah, they should be scared. And that was like a weird little note to end on the episode. It was very odd. Um, but yeah, with the dog and cat, every day is fun. I don't have a lot to say about it. It's a cute little show. If you're not watching it, you should. It's on Crunchyroll. It's a double length, so we're in the second part of it, and it's just breezy and fun. And there's some moments they break the structure sometimes to get real sad, but it's totally worth it because it is lovely. All right, so I got to put this on this. This is gonna take me a second here because I gotta get. This has got to go under. Sorry, the way this interacts is a little weird. Yeah. I forgot that this is like kind of weird. All dogs go to heaven pact. Yeah, basically. This woman was just like, "What are you talking about? Of course dogs of course good things happen to dogs. Your religion is bullshit." I just really thought, "Oh shit, that just broke. Fuck. That is not supposed to happen. Fuck." All right, I'm going to have to be extra careful with these because I did just break a piece and I will have to fix that. So this is got to goes in like this. This really does not want to go in. Okay, it's got to slide in and then go down. Shit. Yeah, I did just snap a little piece by trying to force it in, which is bad. It's me fucking up, folks. All right. Oh, I gotta go and ban this person, which I did. I mean, I do want to be famous, folks, but I don't feel like they are the way to do it. I know I was scammed already once this week, but I feel like that is a thing I don't have to worry about. All right, so I'm gonna keep talking, but I'm gonna put the be right back up here for a second because I uh, gotta get myself some of the here. Okay, and we're back now. Great. Had to get up out of my chair. So I've got my Testors liquid cement here, which is we are going to repair a thing here. This snapped off, which obviously it was not supposed to. So we will take off a thing. We will look at how it looks. It goes like this, that, like that. And we're going to reconnect it and let it sit, and then we'll do it last. Obviously, this is bad. And then try to get this in. It might come off the method we're doing here of gluing it together. This might not hold as we apply it. We might have to try to do it from the inside, but I'm going to see if I can do it like this. So like that. But yeah, we're going to hold these together, allow it to, and then we're going to allow it to dry fully, and hopefully this will repair it enough to get it in. And then if I have to add liquid cement to the other side here where this piece meets, I'll do that because if I gotta do it on the other side, I can do that as well. All right, so Horimiya is the last show I want to talk about tonight. Um, fourth episode of Horimiya, but really solid. If you're not watching the show, I really recommend it. I think it is just really clever and really enjoyable. Um, it is a fairly realistic in its approach to being a romantic comedy kind of show slash drama. But I think it really gets it right and really understands the kind of show it is. So I would highly recommend it. All right, so we're going to put that aside and work on the other ones of these claws. Um, So, Toru, the guy that uh, expressed his feelings to Kyoko and was rejected, who was kind of getting over it, but is still part of the friend group. He ends up helping out the vice president of the student council, whose name is Sakura. She is the quote unquote nerdy one. Um, and maybe she is developing a crush on Toru. We don't know. It's possible. Um, he later hangs out with Izumi, and I guess they've made up because in the last episode they did get into a fight, which was unexpected. So I guess they made up. And they hang out a little bit with Remy, who is the president of the student council. And it is nice to see the three of them kind of just being dudes and hanging out, because that is not really Izumi's thing. Uh, because as far as we know, he didn't really make friends until high school, until right now. But that's not actually the case. He did have a friend in middle school who we will meet in this episode. Um, uh, Shindo, his friend, they bump into each other. Shindo goes to a different high school, and they kind of get reconnected. And he's like, "Hey, I've seen you a couple times out and about, hanging out with a very attractive girl. Who's that? That's your girlfriend. What's her name?" And Izumi's just like, "That's not my girlfriend. Like, don't let her hear you say that. That's, no," because he doesn't believe that that's going to happen. He certainly wants it to happen, but he doesn't believe that's going to happen. Later, he sees Shindo talking to Hyoko, and he like definitely freaks out about it, and like is very like, "Oh, we're still in middle school. This is our middle school banter." But also, "Hey, dude, don't just approach the girl you think is my girlfriend, but is not my girlfriend, but is definitely a girl I'm in love with and spend all my time with, and am clearly pining for. Hey, don't bother her." Um, this is the hardest part of this build. If someone said like, "Hey, what's the hardest part of this build?" It's getting this one piece to like shimmy up here without breaking, especially since I've already broken one part of it. Like continuing to do this, knowing that I have already messed it up before, is weird. Why is this like this? Why is this the hard part to put together? That's very frustrating, folks. You got to slip this end here in underneath, and I don't know why they would do it like this. There it goes. All right, it just got through. But you definitely have to kind of force it, and that sucks, and I don't like it. All right. Putting our claws together. Let's get the last claw together here. Again, same issue. Um, also that there's a flashback where we see Shindo like becoming friends with Izumi, and how that kind of changed him. Is like his only kind of middle school friend, and then of course he got to high school, and they didn't go to the same high school, so he kind of reverted to his old ways of not talking to anybody because he doesn't know any of these people. Um, and Kyoko catches a summer cold. She stays home from school, and Izumi like shows up to kind of check on her and brings her stuff. And she's got a fever and is hallucinating a little bit. Uh, so some past feelings where she was always the bigger person, and was always the responsible one when but when she got sick, she wanted her mom not to go to work and to stay home and take care of her. So she has a little bit of abandonment, and that kind of comes out. Uh, but Izumi is there for her and talks to her and helps her out, and then also reveals, like he's like, "Hey, do this, do that, check on this, check on that. I love you. I've loved you for a very long time. Um, okay, great. Talk to you later." And then like doesn't give her a chance to respond because he's like, it's that thing where she could pretend like she didn't hear him because she could pretend like she was asleep. He probably knows that she was awake. So it's cowardly, but it's also like it's very high school. Uh, it makes sense. So now the kind of ball's in her court. It's basically, he doesn't think like she's gonna respond to it. He doesn't think it's gonna happen. So he is giving himself the opportunity to express his feelings. Like I said, kind of cowardly. Um, but still have that like, oh, I told her, like a big, moment. Uh, and that's episode 4, folks. So things are heating up. We're gonna see what's going on. We'll see soon if this turns out to be a relationship or not. But yeah, it's 4 episodes in, and one character already professed their love to the other character, which is way more than I would have thought at this point in the show. All right, so I haven't given this a lot of time to cure and combined, but I will make an attempt to get this together. Uh, it feels very flimsy, but we're going to try. I'm going to hold and see if I can get this together. Otherwise, I can also try to do it from the other angle. Or just this broken piece might not be super necessary. We'll see. But I'm going to try to get this to go. Let's clip a little bit more off the side here. I'm just going to kind of shave this down. But I can feel this is not, this is not adhered together. Okay, so let me see if I could just do it kind of the broken part. Yeah, that'll go in. And then this is going to go like that. Yeah. Alright, I'm just going to fit it together like that, and hopefully it'll be okay. If one of these is a little loose, I can put some liquid cement there. I should have let that cure for way longer, but we are streaming right now, so I'm not gonna. But okay, we can get these together. We do have to put some stickers on these things here as well, so we'll get these together and get some stickers on. But yeah, that's Horimiya. It is my favorite show this season, by far. I think it's my favorite new show this season. I don't know if I can't say for sure it's my favorite show of all the shows that are out, but it is definitely my favorite new one. And yeah, if you're looking for something like that, something sweet and kind of interesting, um, don't get misled by the premise, because the premise of, oh, they have their outside appearances and their inside appearances, like it's definitely that's definitely there, but they don't drop those things, but they definitely don't hide behind that so they can get into the relationship stuff quicker. So, yeah, it definitely moves at a good pace. All right. So let's get some stickers on here, and then we're gonna put 1 and 3, 2 and 4 go on this line here. Okay. All right. Basically, we're just putting some stickers on this before we put the lids on our dragons. So we'll just do that. These are the last stickers on the kit, so we just got to do that. So one goes on this side. These are pretty easy to see where they go. They're just going on this piece of green here, because even if this is the master grade, sometimes you just got to use a sticker. But the nice thing is we are putting a lid on top of it, and then we'll do the panel lining as well, and put the little extra things on here too. We still got to panel line this, but we got time. We have time to do it, so we will. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna watch Skate the Infinity for Monday, as well as, of course, the 3 shows I normally watch, which are Jobless Reincarnation, X-Arm, and Suppose a Kid. I'm interested to see where Suppose a Kid goes, since they just wrapped up like the major arc in storyline in 4 episodes. So I'm interested to see where it goes from now, because that's just so weird. Because they're just moving so dang fast. And Jobless Reincarnation, I think we're going to meet the redheaded girl from the opening. And I don't have this information because I haven't read the manga, or in the web novels. But since this is the progenitor to a lot of modern isekai, I have to imagine that this character is tsundere. I just have to imagine, just from her character design, she just looks like. And since everything is, lots of tropes started with this show, from the fact that he was hit by a bus or a truck and died and was reincarnated, to so much of the show. The harem aspect, the being good with magic, the being reborn, and having no real issues with anything coming into it, and being naturally gifted, but keeping his personality. So much of the show is a trope that we will see time and time again in anime, so in these series. So it makes sense that that's where we're starting. All right, let's get these stickers on. Just putting some stickers on here, and then we will complete it. But like I said, if this is the last thing we have to do with this build, so if we don't, there's a little bit of the arm. That's right. The arms also have. We got to put the connector on that connects these to the arms. So we have to do that too. So we have a little bit more to build. But we're going to go till this is done. So we go past 11, go past 11. It's Saturday. I don't mind doing that. I always say the only reason I don't do longer streams is because I burn out. And it's always a bad time to like start a new kit or like work on some build that I've never done before and have no idea. But this is just simple stickers and then some panel lighting and some applying stuff together. So I feel like I can handle this part, even if we go a little long. But yeah, what are you all up to? If people have plans tomorrow or Monday, feel free to let me know. The chat has been a little chill tonight, a little quiet, and that's okay. You are welcome to be quiet. I am all right with that. But yeah, I want to hear what y'all are going to get up to on your rest of your weekend. If people got Sunday plans, if they're just going to laze about. I'm going to watch the Royal Rumble tomorrow night because I really like the Royal Rumble. So I'm going to watch the Royal Rumble. I'm not super thrilled about all of the matches that have been. Oh, Bobby's also going to watch it. Great. I mean, of course, the men's and women's Rumble I'm always excited about because I think they're fantastic. I am excited about Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, although I, of course, have seen those several times, and I don't think that Kevin Owens is going to win, but maybe there will be some chicanery, and it will be like a no DQ win where Kevin Owens wins or something. Like, I don't know. I'm wondering if they're going to mix it up. Like that would be interesting. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to, but I am excited because I like where things are going there. Yeah, it is one of my favorites, if not my favorite of the year. I really like War Games, because it's War Games, and NXT has just done such a fantastic job with War Games. So I have a lot of appreciation for that. All right, I need I3 and I4, which is I3 and I4. Got some white stuff going on right here. I do a thing every year where I try to watch every Royal Rumble until the big thing. It's my favorite show. Hell yeah. Yeah, I've been going back to select ones. Like I watched last year's, and I just watched a couple of them. I watched the Madison Square Garden one where Cena returned, because that is a fun one that has some good wrestling, good wrestle going on there. All right, so this goes. Can't remember. Yeah, so this goes on the other side. Yeah, goes like that. Got to put our claws on here. Yeah, it is just a fantastic show, and I am looking forward to watching tomorrow. That is the thing that I am really looking forward to. The women's tag team, I would like to see, even though I don't think that Shayna and oh god, why did I blank at her name? I don't think they're a good team, but I also want them to move this storyline along where Charlotte is gonna challenge and be the next person to fight Asuka, which is my thinking, but I don't know. I think it sucks that Goldberg is a thing. So I don't love it. I certainly don't love it that Goldberg is fighting Drew. I think Drew will pull a good match out of him because Drew's a good wrestler. Um, but yeah, I would rather it be. I mean, honestly, I'd rather it be AJ Styles. I think AJ versus Drew is much more interesting and something I'd much rather see. But that's not the show we're getting. We're getting this, and I'm not. I think Samoa Joe, is healthy and doing it. That would be fun to see on Raw. Put him on Raw, have him go against Drew. I think that would be much better. But these are not the fights we're getting, which is frustrating. All right, so then 10 goes on the other side. But yeah, Goldberg should not be challenging for the title. It's nonsense, and I don't need to see it. Um, I don't think I want. Look, did I want Big E to win the Rumble? Of course I did. Do I want it to be Shinsuke? Yes. I honestly think it's going to be Shinsuke as the feud before WrestleMania, like the next pay-per-view fight. I think will be Shinsuke Nakamura, and that's what they're going to tell. Like Shinsuke is going to have a good showing in the Rumble, but not win it. But because I think it's going to be Daniel Bryan. Uh, I think Daniel Bryan's going to win the Royal Rumble. He's going to have his Royal Rumble because I think this is Daniel Bryan's last year as a professional wrestler in the WWE full time. He might wrestle now and again, but I think this is going to be his last full year, and I think he's going to win the Rumble and fight uh, at WrestleMania. Now, will he win at WrestleMania? I don't know. Will it be the return of both Usos to cost cost Roman the match? Possibly. I can't tell you for sure. But I do think that it is possible that it will be Daniel Bryan winning the Rumble. That's the one that seems likely to me. D-Bry versus Roman is a good piss him off match. Yeah. I think it's just a good storytelling. Because you get the small guy, big guy with a lot of people on his side, the consummate underdog, the one last run, all that stuff. Like Edge announcing he's in the Rumble and he wants to win the Rumble. That to me is setting up his next feud because someone's going to make his dream crush his dream in the Rumble, which will set up their feud for WrestleMania. That's my guess. Um, Honestly, I want. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I want it to be. I want like Bray Wyatt to mess with because I think Bray Wyatt versus Edge in a some sort of weird WrestleMania match. I think would be cool. I don't really like old Edge. Uh, I like Edge a lot because honestly, it's just I'm glad he's wrestling on his own terms. He's getting another chance because he was forced to retire due to injury, and he's getting this little renaissance. I haven't loved what they've done with it, but I love Edge, so I'm happy to see Edge back. I don't think I don't think he's winning the Rumble. I think he's gonna do well in the Rumble, and then that'll set up his next storyline. Okay, so we're using gray on this here. Oops, we did mess that up, but whatever, we can just erase it as always. So we're using gray on the white here, and we're going over. And as always, we are just doing the quick and dirty method, and we will clean it up, and it'll be okay. And there's nothing to do on the small ones, so this is just the big ones here. And then we're going to hit everything else with black. We'll just do these there, and then clean it up. Good for him. I love him coming back, but I don't like him as a Rumble winner. Yeah, no, I don't need to see him as a Rumble winner. Also, hopefully Goldberg doesn't beat Drew McIntyre. That's my hope. Because we don't need it. We don't need Goldberg as another championship reign. We just don't need it. It doesn't help. It just hurts Drew McIntyre so much that we don't need that. So hopefully it won't happen. But I don't know. Maybe it will. All right, so we're just going to hit all of the spots that we can see here with black here on the green. Just go around hitting all our spots, and then we will clean it up. Still there. And we'll also do the gold as well. But let's clean up this for now. But yeah, I mean, look, outside Big E, a couple months ago that felt like a sure thing, which is definitely always a bad thing to do. You can't think of things as sure things in the WWE because they don't. It's just not feasible. Big E sounded like an odds-on favorite because they were pushing him. Big E versus um, uh, Roman felt like it made money. Drew McIntyre copies Bret Hart's strategy and wears a metal plate under his shirt. I don't hate that. I mean, I kind of hate that, but I also kind of like that. Yeah, that's a fun idea. I'm blocking the spear. Yeah. No, I just hope he squashes him. I just want to squash. I want like a quick match. Make Drew look like $1,000,000. Get the handshake at the end. We did it. You beat an old timer. Cool. Great. And then give Drew a proper match going into WrestleMania season. This is going to be another pay-per-view. Yeah, make it a program with AJ and his bodyguard. That to me seems like the next natural one, but I don't know. Another fight with Keith Lee, maybe, or a three-way fight at WrestleMania, something like that. I don't know. They got options, but I'm excited about it. It's one of my favorite things. I gotta get my snacks ready tomorrow. Got some snacks to prep. Make sure I've got it so I have plenty of good snacks to watch the show. All right, let's get this cleaned up. All right. Ooh, that's looking nice. That's looking neat and nice. Let's get these there. Oops. There. I didn't do any DDR in the past couple days. I will get back into it. But it was nice enough. It was the sunny enough. It was cold, but it was still sunny enough that I went for a nice walk today, which was nice. But yeah, I'll get back into that as it's cold. Do a little more Stepmania. Very good. All right. And clean this up here. All right, that kind of gives it a nice aged, weathered look. I think that's fantastic. Got to do the same thing on the other side. Then we got to finish up our arm attachments and then throw them on, and then we'll be ready to showcase our cool thing. And we're going to probably go a couple minutes over, but that's okay. This is worth it. I'm totally all right with that. As I said, it's a fantastic kit, and I wanted to finish it up because I knew I was just have a little bit left to do, and I don't want to just wait till Monday just to finish off this month. But we'll start a new high grade on Monday. The Ama Rise from Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise. Or no, it's Gundam Build Divers Rise. That's right. It's a kit that it's the second season of Build Divers and was featured also in a manga as well. So I like doing kits like that. It's a good looking, cool looking kit. So we'll get to that. On Monday. We'll have a new kit to work on. Should be fun. Sometimes it feels like, oh, I'm putting too much ink on this, but the nice thing is I'll just take it off, so I'm not putting too much ink on it. I am maybe you could argue wasting ink because I'm going to be erasing over it, but that is what this kit requires, so we're doing it. I can do the sides too. But yeah, that's my big thing on Sunday. If anybody else has got anything going on Sunday, you can let me know in the chat here. Let me know what your plans are for the day. Yeah, the end of January. How you ending your January? Feel free to let me know. You're again on no obligation to do so, but never try to force people to be chatting. But sometimes I run out of things to say. So if you have things you want to say, you can say them. And there. All right, now all we gotta do is a little bit of gray here. This will be the one we open up because it's a little broken. This is the one. This is the one that has a claw that got damaged. So that'll be the one that we open up because it's doesn't work too great closed because of that little piece. I will go in, disassemble a lot of this, get that piece out, glue it together, and let it sit for a long time to cure so that it has some strength. But not doing that now. For now, this will be the one that's just opened up. The mouth is open. See how cool it looks. Or it's the one that is on the back, so you can't see that it's slightly damaged. All right. Now we just got to build quickly. We got to put the arm pieces on that H and H. These are going to go on our kit here, and they're then attached to the claws. So we will do that now. And we'll have like one claw extended and one claw on the back. This claw will be on the back. This one will be extended. And then the other hand will hold the trident. We'll just do it like that. Alright, so this is going to go like that, going to go like that. Alright. Okay. So we need one of these is each one 6, and one of these is 7. Alright. So on Monday, like I said, we're going to start a new kit. Excited to build that, figure out how that works out. Always happy to work on a new kit. It's a high grade, shouldn't take too long to build. Got 2 high grades and 2 master grades in the backlog, so we will start getting into that. Unless, people start buying stuff off the wish list, which they're welcome to, but certainly do not have to. In which case I will start getting into those things as well. Alright, so let's start getting this. Oh, we need one last little piece. Basically, these things are going to go on over the arms, and then will attach into the claws. All right. This here. It's going to go like this. I'll just hit quickly I'm going to hit this with some panel lining to finish it up. Of course, at the end of the stream, we are going to go and raid. So once I get this together, we will go and do a little raiding. We'll find somebody out there who is streaming on a Saturday evening. Give them a little love, see what's up, and then go about our business. And I'll get this archive uploaded for people and to take some cool photos of this kit when it is done. Is anybody building anything these days? Anybody working on anything? Anybody got any home projects that they're working on? I'd love to hear what's going on up there. What you're up to. If anybody is doing anything, let me know. Okay, so this goes in through. This literally goes through the arm, through a hole in the arm, and then the other piece snaps in on the other side. It's weird. It's weird how this one goes. There it goes. So it's like that. And then we'll do the other one on the other side with some light paneling. All right, we'll hit that there. Oops, I'm hitting. I'm sad I'm getting into prepping. It's the only thing I'm building is like radio stuff. Okay, all right. Get into what you're into. Don't worry about it. Whatever, Bobby. You do you. Anybody else working on anything right now as we finish this thing up? We're almost done. But yeah, if anybody's working on any kits, let me know. Of course, you can always post in the Discord if you're working on something, because I love seeing that. So feel free to let me know via the Discord if you're doing anything. All right, let's get this last together here. So we got to put this, this, and then this goes here. And then this goes like this. Sometimes it's okay to be a prepper. Yeah, love getting stuff posted regularly in the Discord. Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's always fun to see what people are working on, especially when I hear people are working on stuff while I'm streaming. That's always really fun to hear and fun to see. So yeah, if anybody's doing anything, let me know. Okay, so how does this look? So this is gonna attach. This is going to be like this. Yeah, I forget how this goes. It's very fun because one thing about these is it is not super easy to understand how this all works. They don't make it as easy as you would like. So this is going to go open like this, and this is going to go in here. This. There it goes. Okay. So this is the one that is just going to stay on and not be open. And then can pop this out. Pop this in the hole here. Pop this back in. Oops. Got our double-ended trident here. And then pop that in the hand. And then pop this in like this. Yeah. Goes like that. And then the other arm we're going to do out. And then have this kind of go. And then one of the nice things that comes, the master grade, you don't get this in the high grade. The master grade comes with a stand to put this arm, attach this arm to if we want. So we will do that. I wasn't going to, but we are going to because I think it looks way cooler to do this. It would also allow some stability, which you don't get otherwise. So that's going to go. It doesn't quite explain how to do that. Oh, okay, so then this goes. So we can open up the claw, and we'll put it like this. Basically, it allows me to put the claw on a stand so that I can play around with this here. And then put this like this. And then you can get the full effect of what happens when the arm extends. Just complete nonsense. And that's the kit. This is a kit I've wanted to build a Master Grade of for years, but it was not available. So I'm so glad that I was able to finally get it because it was released in such limited numbers back in the day when this re-released. And so I'm so happy to be able to pick this up. I pre-ordered this from Premium Bandai. I'm so glad I was able to get it and put it together because this has been something I wanted to build for a very long time. And now I've built it. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I love it. I love the old schoolness of it. I'm so glad I'm also doing panel lining now because it really benefits from that. And it's just a beautiful looking kit. It feels very much like this is a kit that came out in 2015 based on a 2011 kit, based on a mold from the mid 90s. Does it feel like that? Yes. Is this like, oh, this is like fresh and new? No. It doesn't feel like the high grade of the heavy arms that's out that I'm hopefully going to build this year. Um, but yeah, the panel lining, because this is like a throwback look and it's like kind of got that Chinese armor vibe to it, I think the panel lining ends up making it look fantastic. And I'm very happy to build it. But okay, so we are going to raid because we did go over, not too much, but we went over. So we are going to go ahead and give a raid. I'm going to go find somebody for us to go hang out with. But thank you very much for being here tonight. I hope you're enjoying the rest of your evening. I hope you come and check out my streams. Oh, we had that. Okay. Um, I knew that it was coming. We got 25 subs happened on New Year's Eve, and that has been 30 days since that. So I was expecting the big drop, and here it was. I didn't go off screen before it happened, but I was expecting that big drop on the way to New Year's. So we're gonna go raid. So feel free to come along on this. When did this person start? I like to see when people have started streaming or for the night because it makes my life easier to be able to go like, oh, this person has been streaming for a few hours. So yeah, so I did have that big drop that I was expecting. Oh, that was a couple hours ago, so hopefully they're still streaming. We're going to go hang out in Stardew Valley with TQ. The lovely, the wonderful TQ is streaming Stardew. And so we're going to go give her a raid. She is camera off. Lovely person. Great community. The recent update to Stardew, so there's been a bunch of people getting back into it. So feel free to come and hang out. Oh, yeah. Bobby, some of the, especially older kits, panel lining is made for older kits where they really needed it. Modern kits don't need it as much, depending. Like some of the high grades I build don't really need it. Some old master grades certainly do. But anyway, we're going to go give TQ a raid. Feel free to come along on the raid. My next stream is on Monday. I got a new kit that I'm working on. I'll give you a preview right there. It's right there. The Animo Rise looks rad. You can see in the corner. It's got some cool, lots of clear plastic pieces, and which I haven't done in a while. So we're going to go raid. So feel free to come along. I'll see you in the next build with Baer. Have a great night, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.